Fans of New York Times bestselling author Patricia Cornwell are familiar with her lead character, Chief Medical Examiner Dr. K. Scarpetta, and her eventful life. Now, there's a new case to dive into with the latest identity unknown, and she joins us via Zoom to share more about that book and an upcoming series. Welcome to the mix.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here.
We're so glad you've joined us. For the uninitiated, give us a quick overview of Dr. Scarpetta.
Well, first of all, Scarpetta is the chief medical examiner of Virginia, and she's a forensic pathologist who also has a law degree. And she's in the morgue doing a very difficult case on this particular morning when the morgue phone rings. And that's never a good sign when someone's calling the autopsy suite directly. And so she answers the phone, and it's her niece, Lucy, who is with the Secret Service, and she is on her way to Dulles Airport in the helicopter to whisk Dr. Scarpetta away to a crime scene out in the middle of nowhere where a UAP, better known as a UFO, was picked up on sensors that morning in the very area where a body seems to have been dropped in the middle of an abandoned amusement park. And this body has a lot of strange things associated. The skin is tinted red, like from radiation. There's a crop circle around it that was caused by a vortex that pulled all the flower petals off the trees. And so she has to treat this as a possible death that may have some non-human origins or associations. And it's just a fun tale after that. And I will quickly say, everything I tell you is plausible. It's rooted in reality. And there's a scientific explanation for all of it.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that, because fans of your books know they're going to get a thrill. Now, a thriller is the genre, but outer space, UAPs, where did that come from? Kind of a new tack for you?
Well, there's been so much in the news about UAPs and this whole notion of is there terrestrial, extraterrestrial presence on this planet? Are we being visited? What are some of these strange things we're seeing in the sky? Now, a lot of it may have a very logical explanation, and of course there's going to be things out there that maybe we don't know about. But when you have something picked up by multiple sensors and it's all showing some strange craft in the sky that our computer databases do not recognize, it may be some kind of drone. It may be some top secret something, or it may not be, because some of these things move in ways that a lot of people do not think our technologies can account for. And so I play with the what if scenario. What if it's real? When I went to the Green Bank Telescope and talked to the astronomers there who, they're looking at things light years away with this huge radio telescope they have. And I asked them, what do you think about life beyond us? And they all said, absolutely. It's statistically improbable that it's not true.
This is true. But a lot of your fans, a lot of your readers know that you mentioned it in this interview, how much attention you pay to the forensic science of the actual science behind what you write. You must, I assume you are almost qualified to be a medical examiner yourself.
Well, I don't have an MD. I was an English major in college, but I did spend 6 years working in a medical examiner's office. What started out as a research trip became a job because it took me so long to get published. This was a very long time ago. But, if I had not been able to do that, I would not have known enough to be able to create Dr. Scarpetta. And I've been doing, the research ever since. I keep up with the latest things going on. That's one of the reasons I wanted to introduce the whole subject of these things in the sky and what it might mean, and on a bigger level, what it might mean to humanity. And what does Scarpetta think about that? What does she have to say? Because I always like it when she weighs in. She's the voice of wisdom and logic.
Absolutely. And she's been around a while. She's seen a few things, nearly 30 books. Is there a retirement in Dr. Scarpetta's future?
She doesn't seem to get any older. I'm the only one who does. So, So I don't see her retiring. I feel this way about Scarpetta. I will continue to write Scarpetta stories as long as people want to keep reading them and as long as I'm able. And I don't have any end in sight for that. And I hope there won't be one. I think she's a character character, I hope she'll live on for a long time.
Well, it seems like she's going to, because, wow, we haven't even mentioned the Amazon Prime series. This is going to be, this whole series is going to be taken to the screen. And not only did the first season get greenlit, but the second season has been greenlit before you even start filming the first. Talk about this. That's impressive.
Well, it's all due to Jamie Lee Curtis. She's the one, she's a friend of mine, and 4 years ago, she started going into production, and we were talking about various properties of mine, and she said, what about Scarpetta? What's going on with that? And I said, well, she's very busy, but she's not doing anything in Hollywood at the moment. And so Jamie took that. I mean, she's been the champion of this, and she attracted huge talent to the project in every single category, not the least of which is Nicole Kidman, who's going to play Scarpetta. And then you have Ariana DeBose, another Oscar winner, who's playing Lucy. Bobby Cannavale, who I love, is playing Marino. And so I think it's going to be lots of fun. It's not going to be identical to my books because it's an adaptation and a translation into a different art form, but it is absolutely the stories. It's postmortem factors hugely in the first season, and I think people are going to have a good time with it.
Well, I cannot wait to see it. Wow, what star power. Oscar winners, Jamie Lee Curtis, Nicole Kidman. Oh, my goodness. Final question for you, author. When it comes to your series, so many of these books in the Scarpetta series, where's a good place to start for somebody who has not yet discovered Dr. Scarpetta or your series? I'm sure book one is a good place, but is there a better jumping off place?
Oh, I would start with the new one. And I'm not just saying that because I want to sell a lot of books this week. I'm saying it because you will know everything you need to know about the characters from this book, but it's a modern story. You don't need to have read any of the other books. I mean, and that's always true anyway. And then if you really have fun with it, you can work your way back. I wouldn't start with the first one. I'd start with the recent and go the other way.
Oh, okay.
And then when the TV series airs next year, for those who haven't read Postmortem, you might want to read that because because there's a big part of that is in the television first season. But I would, the nice news is please don't be scared by how many books there are. You don't have to read any of them to read any one of them.
Well, we appreciate your time. Patricia Cornwell, New York Times best-selling author. There's your advice. Pick up the latest one first, Identity Unknown. This one includes a little bit of the UFO scene and unexplained science. Could be a thrill. Then maybe check out Postmortem before that show hits Amazon Prime. You can learn more at patriciacornwell.com.